Yeah.
This is Geek Therapy Radio.
What are we waiting for?
And now your mental curator, Johnny Hamburger.
Welcome to this edition of Midweek Geek for all my new subscribers or those just finding my channel. Welcome in. I just made a orientation video that I put right on the front page of my YouTube channel here that you can check out and brings you up to speed on what Geek Therapy is all about in a nutshell, because I want to get to this Thai soccer team cave story in just a second here. The orientation video tells you what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. Basically, that we're all geeks about something, and this channel is a community that aims to help people cope with life and or depression by embracing their inner geek, because we're all geeks about something. It's okay to be a geek. It's a beautiful thing to celebrate our hobbies and passions and interests, whether it's airplanes or flying cars or video games or calligraphy or whatever you're into. That's what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. I draw a circle in the sand. We all come together, whether you're liberal or conservative, doesn't matter. We all love Star Wars and Legos. That's what Geek Therapy Radio is all about. But that being said, I'm diving into this Thai soccer team cave rescue because maybe a lot of us have been hearing about it for the last couple weeks, but no one's really heard a definitive timeline of the way things played out. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm including to the side of each of these things Elon Musk's involvement, because all we've heard, Elon Musk is going to help with the cave rescue. We hear little bits and pieces about the cave rescue in general. This video on YouTube and this podcast, if you're listening to it in podcast form, share the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, by the way, links are below. This is serving to be a chronological timeline of this Thai soccer team cave rescue. So without further ado, like I said, let's just dive in. No pun intended. First of all, I was wondering, just like probably a lot of people were wondering, what was a Thai soccer team doing in a cave anyways? And the answer is really simple. They went exploring after a picnic, They went to a cave after a soccer practice. After soccer practice, they had a picnic, and after the picnic, they went exploring these caves. While they were in there, torrential rains happened and the cave flooded and they couldn't get out. So that's how I'm having a really tough time right now talking. That's how they got in the cave in the first place. It reads like a Mad Lib. Thai soccer team gets trapped in a cave. That's like a Mad Lib. Anyways, it happened. Here's the chronological order of the things. Of all the things. Saturday, June 23rd, search and rescue mission begins after the wild boar soccer team of 12 and their coach go missing inside a flooded cave in northern Thailand. Sunday, June 24th, rescue teams find some of the team's belongings but have to pause the search due to rising waters. Monday, June 25th, Thai Royal Navy SEAL divers reach the cave. They find handprints on the wall and then pause the search yet again so engineers could begin pumping water out, or trying to. Tuesday, the 26th of June, rain hinders helicopters from searching for other cave entrances. Wednesday, June 27th, about 1,000 Army and Navy troops arrive with local volunteers to join the search. They are joined that night by U.S. and United Kingdom military specialists. Thursday, the 28th, heavy-duty pumps are brought in, but heavy rain once again stifles the mission for about 5 hours. Friday, the 29th, teams from China join the effort. Saturday, June 30th, Australia sends experts, so it's becoming a multinational thing at this point. Sunday, July 1st, more supplies are flown in by airplane as 6 countries now assist the Thai Navy SEALs in their search and rescue efforts. Monday, July 2nd, the first contact is made with the soccer team and the coach. All 12 boys are with their coach perched on a rocky shelf above the floodwaters, and they are, get this is crazy, they are 2.5 miles deep into the cave system. What is that, 5 kilometers thereabouts, 5 or 6 kilometers thereabouts? 2.5 miles deep in a pitch black cave with rising floodwaters. That's terrifying. Moving on. Tuesday, July 3rd, Thai Navy SEALs bring food and supplies to the soccer team. Wednesday, July 4th, our Independence Day here in the United States, experts consider the best ways to evacuate the soccer team while rescuers practice each scenario. This is when Elon Musk jumps in. This is where you started hearing about Elon Musk like some sort of Superman coming to save the day. Wednesday, July 4th, like I said, experts consider best ways to rescue while rescue teams practice. Elon Musk tweets this day, July 4th, that he's going to help. Thursday, July 5th, water continues to be pumped out while hikers and trekkers explore for other cave openings, other entrances to the cave, natural entrances. Friday, July 6th, tragically on this day, former Thai Navy SEAL Sergeant Salman Kunan perishes after running out of oxygen underwater in the cave system. Also, Friday, July 6th, Elon Musk announces he's sending engineers from SpaceX and The Boring Company. Saturday, July 7th, the mission races to beat the forecast for more heavy rain. And also on this day, Saturday 7th, Elon Musk builds a kid-sized submarine. Sunday, July 8th, 18 expert divers enter the cave and retrieve the first 4 boys 11 hours later. Also, Musk tests the kid-sized submarine where he's at in Los Angeles. Maybe Musk wasn't in Los Angeles, but the little submarine was built over a day and they're testing it in LA. Monday, July 9th, 4 more boys are recovered after a 9-hour mission. These are long missions to rescue these kids. Man. Also, Monday, July 9th, Musk arrives at the cave with the mini submarine, but ultimately the rescue team didn't need it. By the way, side note, Musk never said he was going to rescue the kids, just that he was going to be there with some stuff to help in case they needed it. People have been raking Musk over the coals for this, that he failed to rescue the kids. There was no time, and he built a prototype in like 1 day. Then he had to get it across the world to Thailand. And again, it was just there in case they needed it, in case it was useful. So ease up on Musk. My goodness, at least he was doing something. What the hell did you do? I don't mean you listeners and you, my fellow geeks. I just meant people raking him over the coals from their couch or from their computer chair. What the hell did they do to help? Anyways, preach. Musk arrives at the cage, mini submarine, ultimately they didn't need it. Tuesday, July 10th, the last 4 boys and the coach are rescued and brought to safety to the hospital. Also, Tuesday, July 10th, Musk gets pretty testy on Twitter, defending himself from the naysayers. And I believe in one tweet, somebody's calling him a billionaire, like in a bad way or something like that. And Musk, in a moment of I guess you call it pettiness. I guess it happens to the best of us. He's like, I created 50,000 jobs. What did you do? Boom! Mic drop. So at least Musk was trying to help. At least he was trying to use his fortune and all of his engineers from SpaceX and the Boring Company to try to do some good in the world, which is amazing. But he's a billionaire. He's a big, bad, evil capitalist. And people are always going to... Haters are always going to hate. Is that what Tay-Tay says? Taylor Swift? I should just get off that now. So, how did they rescue the kids? How did they rescue the soccer team? Divers said it was basically like mountain climbing, except they were surrounded by swirling flood waters while towing a child. The way it worked is there was one diver in front, the child in the middle, and then a diver in back. And they were navigating 2.5 miles on missions that averaged 10 hours apiece, removing these children. They were navigating 2.5 miles through crevices as narrow as 2 feet wide. If you're from Texas, I've ever been to Enchanted Rock outside of Austin. There's a little cave through the rock, and I struggle to call it a cave because it's just literally through the rock. It's not like underground or anything like that. It gets pretty tight in there, and I've been through it twice, and I'm never going back in there again. I don't want to go in there. I've done it twice. No desire to go back in because it gets so tight in there. I don't want to think that I'm claustrophobic. I don't think that's a real fear that I have, but maybe it is. Because think about this. You're 2.5 miles down in a little pitch black wet crevice, 2.5 feet wide. Whew, that's going to give some of you nightmares. That's probably going to give me nightmares. That is an unfortunate setup. But it's almost miraculous how they got these boys out and the soccer coach. And they're all relatively safe and sound. They're all being treated at the hospital, but they're all brought out safely. There were some murmurings of how to get the boys out, because not just how to get the boys out, but how to prepare them to get out. Apparently, they gave them some anti-anxiety drugs before they took them out of the cave. And you think, what? They drugged the kids before they brought them out? You got to think about this. These are children. Most of them don't know how to swim, let alone certified scuba divers. So you're going to need to give them something to keep them at ease. And I want to use the word pliable, so that they get through these 2.5-foot pitch black crevices and not freak out. For one thing, freaking out sucks up a lot of oxygen. So drugging, they didn't give them chloroform. That was one option on the table. Just knock them out cold, chloroform them while they're down there, and just drag their little limp bodies out through the cave. That was one option. But apparently, they gave them this anti-anxiety stuff, and they brought them out that way. It's a harrowing story. I hope you like this timeline, because I haven't seen it. In this whole operation, maybe I just didn't take the time to look for it, but like I think most people were pretty ill-informed as to the actual timeline of these events happening. So I'm just providing it here for you. I hope you appreciate it. It's very interesting, especially how Musk entered the equation. Surprised it wasn't Dennis Rodman going across the world to do whatever Dennis Rodman... Do you see what he was wearing in North Korea, by the way? That weed coin or whatever shirt he was wearing. It was like he was advertising a cryptocurrency, but I think it was called weed coin. We're all geeks about something. That's going to do it for this episode of Midweek Geek. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the story. I'm Johnny Hemberger. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Spreaker, iHeartRadio app, iTunes. I use it Pocket Casts on my Android. On your Apple, you can use the podcast app. All sorts of things. If you like the show, just like it and share it. Welcome in if you're new subscribers. I really enjoyed having you here. Join the community. And by join the community, I don't mean the weird thing where we grab hands and say kumbaya. I just mean share your geek thing. What are you into? We're really interested. What interesting things do you like? But that's it. Thank you for listening to this episode of Midweek Geek. I'm Johnny Hemberger. I will see you for next week on Midweek Geek, and I'll see you in a couple days for the official podcast/broadcast here on KPRC 950 of the official Geek Therapy radio show. Until then, take care. We're all geeks about something. Enjoy your geek thing. Share your joy with others. Be the good in the world. And I'll see you next time.